Hello, and welcome to Dickinson's Real Deal. This is the show where we help members of the public to get the very best price for their antiques and valuables.
So I'm paying for dinner then, am I? For 2 people?
Yeah, somewhere nice though.
There are some strong opinions on the show today.
Oh no, a lot more than that.
We've got tough, competitive dealers who may splash the cash.
I'd quite like to buy it,
Right.
but not for too much money.
Today, the show comes to you from Gloucester. There's a terrific crowd of people. They want to walk away with cash in their pocket or gamble and go to auction. But either way, they want the real deal.
Gloucester is really delivering the crowds today.
Adam, lovely to
Hello, Karen.
meet you.
Adam is sitting down with Karen Delmenny first. So, does he have grand ideas for Grandma's late 19th century clock?
Hopefully today we'll go away with about £80.
I'm very excited because a lovely traditional piece of antique ware has arrived at my table, a beautiful French clock. Is it something you've had for a long time?
Well, I inherited it probably just over 2 years ago from my mother, along with my sister.
Okay.
And before that, it was my grandmother's. It was always sitting in her living room, and I remember it chiming when
Yeah.
we used to go around there for Sunday lunch. But after a couple of years, it's just been gathering dust at home, and we decided to sort of come along and...
Yeah, when you say gathering dust,
Oh, yes.
not very good at dusting, Adam, are you?
Well, we kind of decided to leave it in an as-is position. We didn't want to polish out the gold.
Well, it's a typical French garniture clock. I say the word garniture clock because originally you would have had the centre clock and then you'd have had 2 like urns or vases either side,
right.
which would have sat on a fireplace, a mantelpiece, and originally under a dome.
All right, I haven't seen those ever.
Yeah, what is quite nice is we've got the original base for it that's been recovered at some point in its life because that would have just been a bit of velvet. We've got the key. I've noticed we've got the pendulum, but we haven't got the back door.
Right, correct.
That's got lost in its lifetime somewhere. And I love the dial here. It's very, very typical French dial, enamelled dial, with these Paris or Sèvres style plaques going on here. And this lovely little cartouche, a couple of lovers up there. Very, very nice. Now, they used to produce these in 2 types of metal. This particular one is spelter.
Yes, I knew that.
And you knew that, did you? The other type they produce would be bronze or gilt bronze, which we call ormolu. If it was an ormolu one, you could go, yes, but you've got the spelter version.
Well, now that you know that.
So bad luck there. Have you got anything special you'd like to do with the money?
Well, I think it just might be nice to perhaps go out for dinner with my sister and have a toast to my mother.
Oh, that's nice. That's a nice thought. Okay. So I'm paying for dinner then, am I? For 2 people?
Yeah.
Okay, see where we go
Nice,
from here.
somewhere nice though,
Somewhere nice. So I don't know if I would stretch to that. Right.
with wine.
Right. 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. Adam, 120 quid.
Well, that would buy dinner, but it's not really enough. We were expecting a little bit more than that.
What are we up to? 120. I'll stick another 20 quid. There's 140 on the table. Would you like a bit of advice? Because you are just about to get some.
Oh, I think so. Hello?
Well, we are as low as 70 and going up to 120 from both the independent valuers and the auctioneer. What's on the table is a very good price considering the condition, and I'd have no hesitation in saying get that in your pocket and leave the headache, which is the clock, to Karen.
Thank you.
Well, you did get lucky when you got me because I'm such an old-fashioned dealer. I still buy old-fashioned stuff and I like it. This is a bit out of vogue, but it never bothers me. It is 140 on the table, and I have to say that is my last offer. So the decision's yours, really, Adam.
Well, I think it's very fair and I'll accept. Thank
You're
you very
happy?
much.
Excellent. So am I. Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much. It was a good price, but I'm still happy because there's a bit of Karen stock there, and he was more than happy.
Got £60 more than I was expecting, so I'll go out and have a very nice meal.
Bon appetit then, Adam. Next up on Debbie's table is Paul, who has brought along a bargain find. But of course he's not going to tell Debbie that.
I paid £2.50 for the earrings from a car boot sale. And it would be nice to get, I don't know, £100 perhaps.
Exactly the sort of thing I'd be rummaging around at fairs and trying to buy myself. I will be having a go at them. Paul, tell me about the items you brought in.
Well, I've had them at home now for, I don't know, a couple of years, I suppose. And they've just been sat in a drawer doing nothing. So I've sort of bring them down and find out if they were worth anything or what they're all about.
Okay. Well, they're a real eclectic mix of things. There's no one real common theme other than obviously they're all jewellery items in a loose sense. But this pair here are glass beads, almost certainly Venetian glass. And they would have been strung in big strings in beads in the 20s. These ones, little winged cherubs, appear to be bone.
Can you tell me where these originated or where they were made in the first place?
It's quite hard to give you an exact place because they're not marked. What they are, they're a very European face, that little cherub. There's nothing to indicate that they're anything other than this side of the world. But without a mark, we can but speculate. In terms of these pieces, did you know they're gold?
I had an idea they were gold, but I wasn't certain.
They're actually very well marked on the back. I had a look earlier and it's clearly marked here at 15 carat, which is unusual. Normally it's 14, but it's slightly higher, obviously, at 15. So what I'm going to do, Paul, is I'm going to drop the gold just on the scales, which gives me a rough sort of ballpark figure of their value. There you are, the gold weighs in at 2.6 grams, which is roughly about £50 worth. So in your drawer, you've got £50 worth of cash just sitting there doing nothing. Well, let me put some money on the table and see what you think. So, 50, 100, £120. Here comes David to give us some advice.
Right, well, I'll try and give you some advice. First of all, I think our independent valuers thought that there was about 3 grams of gold, but that's neither here nor there. They thought there was about £80 worth of gold. They say 100 to 150. The question is, are they right? Could you get more in an auction? I have to say they are oddments. So I'm going to say on this occasion, Debbie, 120, not a bad offer. I personally would accept that. But if you wish to go to the sale room to test the marketplace, I'll be only too happy to take you there.
Right.
You couldn't get fairer than that.
No. If you put another £10 down there, then I'd go with it.
How about we meet halfway? So if I put a fiver down, 125.
Yes, I think that's
we've got
pretty
ourselves
fair.
a deal.
I'm happy with that, yeah.
Fantastic.
Thank you very much
so much.
indeed.
That's great for things left in a drawer.
It is,
isn't
yeah.
it? If I was getting a poker team together, Paul would be my #1 choice. I've just learned after the deal that he'd in fact got them in a car boot sale in a box for £2.50 for the lot. So good luck to him, but I still am delighted to have them.
I always go to this car boot sale at a weekend, so if I could do it every weekend, I'd be more than delighted.
We bet you would, Paul. Well played. There seems to be something in the air today, as Wendy is next to sit down with David Tupman with an even better find.
I brought in an Art Deco sugar caster that I found when I was helping a friend clear a house out and was about to be thrown away. And I'd like £80 for it.
Quite like to buy it for £30 or £40 if I can.
You're going to have to dig deeper than that, Tuppers.
You've brought us in a rather interesting-looking rocket-shaped thing. What is it?
Well, it's an Art Deco sugar shaker that I found when I was helping a friend clear another friend's house out who died, and it was about to be thrown out in the rubbish. I just like the shape of it. It reminds you of the skyscrapers in America, actually.
Sort of Sputnik, isn't it?
That's right, yes.
Yeah, no, great fun. And why have you decided to get rid of it?
I need the space in my china cabinet, and also want somewhere towards getting a portable electric chair for when we go to big meets, caravan meets and things. So.
Oh, right. OK, let's have a look at it. cut glass. The top just pulls off and goes back on again. And round the side we have the matching hallmarks. And that's Birmingham, Birmingham 1921. So right in really at the beginning of the Art Deco period. A lovely little thing, and I'd quite like to buy it.
Right.
But not for too much money.
It depends what you're offering.
Let's put some money on the table. I'm going to put down 10, 20, 30 pounds.
Oh no, a lot more than that. I used to sell vacuums in my teenage years, door to door in the Welsh Valley, so I'm quite a hard bargainer. I'm not easily run over, shall we say.
Well, if you go to auction, you have to pay all that commission.
No, it's worth a lot more than that. I'd rather keep it at that.
All right, I'm going to put another £10 down, £40.
No.
Are we getting warm?
Not really, no.
I don't think we're a fair way out, aren't we?
Oh, yes, definitely. Yes.
Yes, and our independent valuers and auctioneers say round about 60 to 120, both of them encompass that area. That's silver, by the way.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
All right.
That's a silver top.
Oh, it is, yes.
We've told him it's not aluminium, it's silver.
David, the poor dealer has to make a small profit.
We know that. But I mean, I think £40, I think that's way below even the lowest estimation.
I totally agree, yes.
I wish he hadn't come in now. Let's take those away. Let's start talking serious money.
Yeah.
50. 60.
I know what I'm looking for, and it's not that.
£70.
Another one I'll shake on.
Do I want to pay £80 for that?
It's a lovely looking thing, and it's attractive.
£80.
We
got the deal.
Yeah,
Fantastic. Thank you very much indeed.
He was easy. He was a bit of a pushover. I think they're very nice.
Well, Wendy was hard, but rather a nice lady. But she shook rather more money out of me than I meant to pay for it.
She was a tough cookie, wasn't she?
Up £180, she's short out at 180.
Coming up, Debbie's got a strange way of bargaining.
I haven't brought enough money with me today. If
I
it
take
was...
cheques. Plastic.
How's she going to do this deal then? Find out after the break.
Welcome back to Dickinson's Real Deal.
We do get some weird and wonderful things turn up in the den sometimes, and this is definitely one of them. Quirky things are right up Stuart Hofgartner Street, so will he give it the stamp of approval?
I can see why they've sent this green shield sign to me. I'll have a go. Well, it's strange. I would never imagine I was going to be looking at a green shield stamp, a plastic sign, or perspex as it is. I mean, this is iconic, really, for green shield stamps, 80s, maybe even 70s. And I suppose I say iconic because green shield stamps were probably the first item that was given away for you to save, a bit like loyalty cards today, really.
Yeah, I have heard of it, yeah.
And you have a book, a wallet of stamps, you collect them, you buy your petrol, you stick them in, and then you take them to a store, mail order sort of store, and pay over with the stamps. And this is probably from a garage forecourt, probably had a light behind it.
How
have you got it? How have you acquired it?
I dug it up.
Did you?
In my garden, yeah.
Yeah, that's probably where all this sort of acid marks and that have come from.
Yeah, because it was face down in the dirt.
Yeah. I mean, I think most of those will come off, and everyone's looking for 70s things, so I can see this as an interior object. If it cleans up all right, I think someone would use that and maybe even put a light behind it. Let's see how we get on. I guess you better hold your hand out for this, haven't you? That's 20, 40, 60 pounds. Oh, David wants to buy it.
Well, I've just stepped in at this stage. You know sometimes a great deal more than some of our experts. They say 30 to 40, 30 to 50. You've already got £60 down here. So I'm thinking you've already seen plastic signs before, and perhaps, just perhaps, there is a marketplace for them which we are not aware of.
I think this particular one is going to find a place in an interior from the sort of 70s, 60s feel. And there's quite a lot of the youngsters who are into that at the moment.
Okay, I'm going to get out of the way. I'm going to say to you, I'm not so sure if you go to the sale room, you will find like-minded dealers like Stuart who will punt at something like this. And by the way, Stuart, I dig that outfit. It's the business, isn't it?
Thank you, David. Thank you. £60.
One more we have a deal?
I think £60 my price. I think I'm gambling on the basis of that this is going to clean up.
Yeah.
If it doesn't clean up, then it's average. But if it does, then there's a profit.
Well, I'm happy.
You happy with that?
Yep.
We have a deal?
Yep.
Well done. Thanks very much.
That's okay. I think I got more than what I was hoping for, so I'm really happy with that one.
I'm sure there's a profit in it for me. Not a fortune, but a profit.
Isn't it amazing what's unearthed sometimes?
Richard.
Across the den, an engraving by 20th century surrealist painter Salvador Dali has turned up on Debbie's table, and Richard is raring to go.
I'm really looking forward to see Debbie because I want to lock horns and get more money out of her.
What I do want to know is, am I facing something that's been printed 300 million times, or is it one of two or one of three? And that's going to be the most important question that I'll be putting to the seller. Tell me all about this.
I went to a Wootton auction rooms. It was up for sale. I liked it, and I thought I'd go and try and get it, and I did.
So how long ago was this?
Last year.
So my next question is, why, having owned it for such a short period of time, are you wanting to move it on?
I was hoping to make a profit on it. To tell you the
Right,
truth.
okay. So it all hinges on me and my money.
On what you offer me today.
Well, of course, this one is by the great Salvador Dali, but I say this one's by the great Salvador Dali. It's not quite a Salvador Dali, is it?
It's got Dali on it, and that's as far as I know.
Okay. I haven't brought enough money with me today.
Right.
If
I
it
take
was...
cheques. Plastic.
Right. Good answer. But I haven't brought enough money for a real Salvador Dali. What we've got is a copper plate engraving of an original Salvador Dali. What we appear to have here is a man standing with, it's Mercury, isn't it?
It's supposed to be, yes.
A representation of Mercury.
Yeah.
And I have looked on the back, and I think it's well worth looking here. I presume this certificate of authentication was
That was
on
with
the
it when I
piece,
bought it, yes.
stuck on like this.
Yes.
So if we have a look, it says Templeton and Rawlings Limited hereby certifies that this is an authentic original etching, and it warrants that it was created by the named artist. So it's a certificate of authentication saying that it's a copper plate copy of an original. And I presume that Dali would somehow have allowed them to reproduce it.
Yes.
It could be one of
Many.
many, in which case it's not really worth much more than a postcard.
But on the other hand, it might be one off.
But on the other hand, it might not be. I will make you an offer.
Thank you.
£20. That's a very definite
Yes,
no.
yes. No, I think it's worth more than that.
Okay. £40. I'm going to stick there at £40. Do you want to see what David has to say?
I'd like to, a bit of, yes please, put his input into
I'm
it.
sure he'll help us out.
Well, it's a difficult one, this. At the moment, the independent valuers and the auctioneer are both saying about £50 to £80. I mean, at this stage, I think you might as well tell both the dealer and our viewers at home what you paid in auction.
200.
I think you paid a very bullish price when you bought it. But I seem to think the image as a whole is worth more than that.
Thank you, David.
It's just a question of whether I feel brave enough to put more down, and I am tempted.
Well, if I see what you've put down...
All right.
We'll go from there.
£60. That's going to be my final offer.
I think I might take my chance at auction.
Fingers crossed. I look forward to seeing how well you do.
Thank you very much, Debbie.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Richard.
Thank you.
Thanks.
I hope that when I go to auction, that someone else will see it, or 2 or 3 get excited about it, and the price will get higher.
Fingers crossed he'll at least get his money back.
But what does auctioneer Philip Allwood think its chances are?
It's a good-looking image. It's a nice image that I can see being quite commercial. He may well do better.
Well, someone's optimistic, but will the bidders be convinced? Let's head over to the auction room and find out.
It's got something about it because it is obviously a printed work of the great surrealist Salvador Dali. You thought it had something. When you bought it in auction, somebody else thought the same thing. The question is, are they going to think that today here in the sale room? The reserve is a modest 50 quid. You could come well unstuck here if it only just gets around that price minus the commission, so fingers crossed. Let's see what happens. It's coming up now.
And lot number 45 is the Salvador Dali. A great image. I can start you here on the book at a mere 25, not half as money, £25 a minute.
25 quid, no money.
An iconic image there at £25, 35, at 35 a minute, 35, 40
It's
now.
low.
At 45, at 45 now, at £45, at £45, 50.
They're still under the reserve. In some ways, I'm hoping he doesn't make the reserve because it's too much of a loss for you.
45. That one actually needs a little bit more, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay. On the day, the buyers were not here for that subject matter. Nevertheless, I'm going to say take it home, reevaluate it, put it on the wall, enjoy it. Real Deal was with you, Debbie, at £60.
Such a shame Richard isn't going home with a full wallet.
Right now, 25, 30, at £30 here, 5 metre, 5, 100.
Coming up, is the colour of Karen's money too good to be true?
I'm going to start off with that one, which is a really pretty colour.
Is that real?
And I promise you it's real. Well,
Welcome back to Dickinson's Real Deal from the historic city of Gloucester. The den is still heaving with people hoping to sell their antiques and collectibles. And if there's one thing guaranteed to get our dealers excited, it's the sight of gold, eh, Karen?
oh, look what's just arrived, a bit of bling.
I would like 300, and I'm going to do my best to get it.
That's the spirit, Sherry.
You've bought some of my favourite coloured stuff in today,
Yeah.
so does these belong to you?
It is.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What, are they family bits or bits that you've bought for yourself?
Bits I bought for myself.
Yeah?
Yes.
And you can bear to part with them today?
Yes.
Yeah, so what are you trying to raise some money for?
Because I need it, to be honest.
Yeah, you've got some bills to pay,
yeah,
and things
that's
like
it.
that.
Yes, yeah.
So we've got a beautiful chain here. Where did that come from?
I got this one from an auction.
Yeah?
Yes.
Oh, that's interesting. And this piece here?
My husband bought this one for me.
Oh, okay. And we got a lovely pair of earrings and a very nice ring there.
Yeah.
All in 9-carat gold, I'm
Yes,
sure you know.
yeah.
Not going to replace it with another nice piece of jewellery?
No, not jewellery, no.
No? Okay. So if I get some money down, Sherry.
Thank you.
And we'll see where we go.
Thank you.
I'm going to start off with that one, which is a really pretty colour, £50 note.
Is that real?
And I promise you it's real. Well, ish. 20, 40, 60, 80, £100. So it's £150, Sherry.
A bit more.
Bit more?
Yeah.
Why do you think I should give you a bit more?
Because I know they're worth more than that.
Do you?
Yes.
Ah, now we get down to it. Ooh, David, what do you think? 150 quid?
Well, there is in precious metal there about £190, close to it, in precious metal. But there are some individual items there which I think don't need to be sold as bullion. They probably can be retailed, in as much as the necklace seems quite a saleable item, so do the earrings, I suppose. But if you consider that the gold content there is around about £190, it's a fairly good guide.
Okay.
More money is going on the table. I'm going to say not a bad offer. You could try pushing her for a little more, but she won't be moved, that girl.
No, I've hit it on the mark. I know you're getting absolutely the fairest price you could possibly get. I'm confident you wouldn't get more at auction after taking the deductions away.
What, £10 more?
Nope, £170. That's my last bid.
That's fine.
Yeah, we have a deal.
Cheers,
Great,
thank you.
thank you very
Cheers,
much.
thanks.
Hang on, wasn't it 300 quid? Why did you accept less, Sherry?
Because if we had to go to auction, I would have to pay commission. So yeah, I'm happy.
Every girl needs a bit of bling. Quick 30 quid, easy.
We'll hold you to that, Karen.
Now, at £65, you all sure at 65?
The sellers are still queuing, so let's crack on. Pam is next and has brought a strange-looking chap for David.
I have brought in a Chinese carving, which I would like approximately £70 for. And I'm hoping David Tupman will give me a good deal because he's a very pleasant gentleman.
Flattery will get you everywhere, Pam.
Wooden figure, what do you know about it?
I know nothing about it except it's pretty old. I've had it a long time and it doesn't do anything for me whatsoever. And it's been stored for about 40 years.
Right, how did you acquire it in the first place?
I know I've been to Hong Kong, but I never bought it in Hong Kong, but I don't know where I purchased it.
Right, yes, it could easily have been sold in Hong Kong. It's Chinese carved hardwood figure. Now, I think this is 20th century. It could be pre-war, could be sort of 20s, 30s. Very intricately carved. Enormous amount of work really gone into it. And it's sort of quite a handsome piece, really, although you think it's rather ugly, but it is quite handsome. I do buy Chinese hardwood figures, and I don't find them particularly easy to sell at the moment. I don't know why that is. Do you know what you're hoping to get for it? Have you got some idea?
Yes, I have.
Right.
And I'm not going to tell you.
Fair enough. And what are you intending to do with thousands of pounds that you're hoping to give you for?
That would be nice. I should probably go out and have a good meal.
Right. I'm going to put down 20, £30.
No way.
No?
No way.
Are we quite close?
Nowhere near.
Nowhere near?
Nowhere near.
Let's take away that £10 and put down 20 instead. £40.
Nope.
No, we're not moving in the wrong direction.
Well, you're definitely not moving in the right direction.
The question is, how old is it? I would presume this is a souvenir brought back from the Far East. £50 to £80 is the expectation from both auctioneer and independent valuer. So I'm going to say £40, not bad. You could do better should you go to auction, but I don't expect you to do a lot better. So, are you going to take David's advice and take my £40?
No, I'm not.
You don't?
I need more.
You need more? I'm going to do this. I'm going to pick up my £40 and I'm going to put down a crisp £50 note. That's my lot.
Not one more?
No, that's it. It's either...
Not even another 10?
No, not even another £1, I'm afraid, Pam. That's as much as I want to pay for that figure.
All right, David, we'll have a deal.
You sure? Well, thank you very much indeed for bringing it in.
Thank you.
I think Pam was quite tough on the outside, but I think she was quite soft underneath.
I really didn't want to bother to go to auction. So I decided to have a deal with David. And I hope he doubles his money.
We'll let you know if he does later in the show. Coming up, Karen's got her hopes up.
You're going to make my day, aren't you?
Yeah.
I'm going to open that Amiga box and there's going to be a gold Amiga, isn't there?
But will they be dashed?
Welcome back to Dickinson's Real Deal.
We're not finished yet, so let's head straight over to Karen's table, where Keith has brought in something that's making her eyes light up.
Just spotted a box arrive on my plane. I'm so excited. It's got Amiga on. Do you think it's a gold watch?
I'm too much of a fan of Karen's to haggle too hard.
Get a grip, man. This is business.
You're going to make my day, aren't you?
Yeah.
I'm going to open that Amiga box and there's going to be a gold Amiga, isn't there?
No.
Please say there is. No?
No.
Oh no, I can feel the disappointment coming already.
It's stopwatch.
Well, we got the name right, didn't
Yeah,
we?
it's
We got
Amiga.
that far. We
Yeah.
got Amiga.
Yeah.
It's not even silver, is it? It's chrome. Tell me all about it. Where did this come from?
Well, my father was like a rate fixer. You know, he would be like a time and study man. You
All
know,
right, yeah.
And he would.
Time and motion and stuff like that, yeah. So this is the very watch that he used to use to do the job.
I'm not entirely sure because he's got another watch, but he used to be a referee as well. And
That's
I know
not gold, is it?
No, no.
Oh, all right, I'm trying to get there with my gold watch.
I think if you're a referee, you have a stopwatch and you have a wristwatch as well.
Yeah.
But I'm not entirely certain if he had that one for work or he took that referee in.
Okay, so we got an Amiga Chrome stopwatch, probably sort of 60s, 70s, somewhere around there.
I should think so, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Is that a box you've added to it, or is that...
Oh no, that's always been in...
It's always been in that box, has
yeah,
it?
Yeah.
Okay, so we just sit it back in there. So my job today is to make you an offer, and an offer I shall do, but I'm really being mean, and it's only a tenner.
Yeah.
And it is mean, considering it's so important to you, you know, as regards to your father's history.
Yeah, but I wouldn't let it go for a tenner.
You're not very impressed with my tenner, are you?
No.
If I take my tenner away and put 20 quid down.
I would like to see a little bit more money, obviously, you know.
And it's a good make, Amiga.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I mean, it's a quality stopwatch, there's no denying that. And if there are 2 referees in this auction, then we'll be away, won't we?
Yeah.
So what would you like to do then?
I'd like to go to auction code.
Yeah, thought you might. Well, good luck, and I hope David does really well for you.
Yeah, thank you. £20 wasn't enough. I think I can get £50 at auction.
A little bit nervous about whether he'll get it away, but the make's good, so he might do it.
We've all got our fingers crossed for you, Keith, so good luck.
He can't make it here today. I'm looking after his interests. Now, the estimate is 50 to 80 pounds, and the reserve is 50. 50 might be a little bit on the high side as a reserve, but it is Amiga, and so I think it should sell. Let's see what happens.
The stopwatch showing you on my left. Where are you going to be for that? Good looking little piece there. I can start you here on the book at 35. At 35.
Straight in at 35.
35, 40 now. 45, 55.
It's over the reserve of 50.
65. At 65. It's here in the book at 65, 70 now. At £65, you all sure at 65.
£65 under the gavel. We have a little bit of a deduction to take away. I make that about £52. That's the amount we'll be sending on to Keith. I think he'll be delighted with that. On the day, the real deal was here in the sale room.
Back in the den, we've just got time to serve up one more deal with Stuart and James.
I brought 6 children's spoons in today. They're really good quality. I've had them for a few years, and I'm hoping for around 200 to 250.
I'm not a silver buyer really, but I like things of exceptional quality and they look as though they're worth having a go at.
No wonder the Duke and auctioneer Philip Allwood are hovering nearby. The spoons have got everyone's mouth watering.
Can I just say before we start, these are in incredible condition.
They are fantastic. I've collected silver over the last 20 years. These are just part of my collection, and I decided I wanted to get on the show and I wanted to sell them.
So they haven't come down the family, you haven't
They've
inherited
not come
them?
from the family, no. No, they've been purchased.
So you're right, you've hit it, they're silver. They're late 18th century, they're 1780, 1790.
1783.
1783, thank you. But look at the condition of them.
They're fantastic.
I mean, how many hundreds of years is that? I mean, 1780.
220 odd years, you know. I mean, have they been used?
No, I don't think they have, because they've just been rubbed where they've been in a case or anything, but nothing else with them. You haven't got any forks and...
No, I just bought the set of 6.
Yeah.
I just bought a set of 6.
You know the silversmith?
It was George
Smith.
George Smith, yeah.
George Smith III at that date.
I think
London hallmark. You don't know the coat of arms?
I don't know the coat of arms. No.
Looks like a squirrel for some obscure reason.
Yeah,
but the condition of them is fantastic.
It's fantastic, yeah. I mean, the marks are like they've been done yesterday.
Yeah. I thought at first they were dessert spoons, but they must be serving spoons, are they?
I think they're I think they're just
big
dinner spoons. Thread, is it bead or or thread?
Yeah, beaded, yeah.
No, it's not thread. And they're just 18th century spoons in beautiful condition, and they're something to treasure.
They are.
Philip, we've got 6 George III spoons in mint condition.
They are by George Smith III, a prolific but well-known spoon maker particularly. I don't think I've ever seen any in such immaculate condition. If you were looking for a set of spoons as a collector, they're as smart as you want to get, really. You know, there'll be a premium paid for those because of who they're by, because of the condition. So you're going to be looking at over scrap value for those, definitely.
I feel the same way. The precious metal value is about 190 quid. Let's see what he puts on the table.
You brought them here to sell them for the right price, of course.
Yeah, of course.
Let's have a go at selling them, or buying them, I should say.
Be great.
Okay. 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 20, 40, 60, 80, 200, 20, 40, 60, 80, 300. I like them. 320, 340.
What do you think about that offer?
It's a pretty strong offer.
Okay.
I think it would be a big gamble now to go to auction.
Okay. I feel exactly the same way. Taking into account the condition, £340 is an excellent offer. I need to get in there quickly and say to our seller, take the money.
£340.
Well, independent valuers and auctioneer are both within the £200 to £300 range. The offer on the table is a handsome offer. I can see why Stuart has put the money down. Superb, quality goods, Georgian silver. A nice collector would look at those and think, I'm having those. And so he's given you a very fair price. But he hasn't messed you about. I like that about Stuart.
Thank you, David. There you go.
There you go.
Thank you.
Could I squeeze you for any more?
No, I think, listen to what David said, I think that's a pretty good shout.
I think that's a deal. Thank you very much.
You got a deal? Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Well, that was a surprise. You got loads more than you were expecting. Bet that feels good.
I'm really happy. It was a really fair price. Thank you, Stuart.
I paid all the money, I think, but for the right person, there is a profit. And who cares? They're just lovely to own.
So Stuart may have paid over the odds for the spoons, but let's find out how the rest of our dealers have done today. David didn't do so well. Pam pushed him all the way with her Chinese figure.
Nowhere near.
He bought it for £50, but is yet to sell it. And Wendy also gave him a run for his money. The sweet taste of victory definitely went to her when it came to the rescued sugar shaker.
Oh no, a lot more than that. I'm not easily won over, shall we say.
She made him cough up £80 for it, but he made a £20 profit when he moved it on. Paul certainly ran rings around Debbie too.
I've just learned after the deal that he'd in fact got them in a car boot sale in a box for £2.50 for the lot.
She paid £125 for the earrings, but so far has only moved the gold pair on for £30. Still got a long way to go there, Debbie.
Hold on. Thanks
Remember
very
the
much.
green shield stamp sign? Well, it came to a sticky end. It was damaged when it blew over outside Stuart's shop, so can't be sold on.
End of story for me.
Well, not completely. The spoons that he paid £340 for brought him a much better return. So the only dealer that wasn't outfoxed by the sellers was Karen. She made a profit on everything. First, there was the clock. She bought it for £140 and sold it on through the trade for £180. And that gold jewellery she was only expecting to make a quick quid from.
Here we go, needs a bit of bling. Quick 30 quid, easy.
Well, she made a £50 profit in the end. So, well done to you, Karen.
We've had a really exciting day. Great crowd of people turned up. Very exciting, a real buzz. Lots of business going on, buying and selling. That makes the programme. Don't forget to join me, David Dickinson, next time for Dickinson's Real Deal. See you.